everybody to Sunday Morning Gentle. We're going to start, actually what we're going to do today, I haven't even told the people this trio yet. We're going to start on our belly, if that's okay for you, right? So you're going to lay on your belly. You're going to take your hands across, and you can just put your forehead on your wrist if you want, or if you'd rather have your arms out long or by your side, you can do that too, right? We're going to move from our belly, so I'm going to have you guys go there to begin. And let yourself just center here. I'm propping myself up if you're looking at me, right? Just because I don't want to talk into the floor. But you should have your head down. Relax. Take your first few moments just to arrive. Let your breath start to take over. Let your breath guide you and ground you to your mat. Let it push all the distractions to the background. So you're focused on your mat and practice. And you're present to your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then you'll add that element of control to your breath. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, and deeper. As you inhale, you pull in that breath all the way down to your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing it all the way out. When we're lying here on our belly, you really can start to feel that breath, right? Feel your belly push into the mat as it fills. It retracts a bit as it empties. Just take a few more rounds here, letting that breath kick in. Then we'll start to move. All right, now from here, you're going to take your arms out to a T. So your arms are coming out nice and long. Now let your head come to the mat. So you're looking to the left, right? So your right ear is on the mat. Now what you're going to do from here, right? You're going to bring that left hand in so that your left hand's right by your chest. Your right arm's still long. You're going to push into your left hand. Push yourself over onto your right hip. Now that left foot's going to lift. You're going to bend into your left knee. Put your left foot on the ground back behind your right thigh. Make sure you can see me here. All right? And then push off with those left toes and just roll back over onto your belly. Slide that left hand out long and then do it the other way. Pull that right hand in towards your chest. Push yourself over to your left hip. Lift your right leg up. Put your toes down outside your left thigh. You're looking to the right here. And then push off those right toes. Bring yourself back to your belly. Now this time, once you come back to your belly, both hands are going to sweep to your chest. So you're going to start with your forehead on the mat, hands at the chest. And as you inhale, just lift your head and shoulders up. Really take your elbows, push them back behind you. So we're just lifting into a little baby cobra here. Right? Then as you exhale, come back down. Let your forehead hit the mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift to baby cobra. Exhale, tap the forehead. 1 more time. Lift baby cobra. Exhale, tap the forehead. And then from there, push yourself up and then come all the way back through your child's pose. So let your hips come to your heels. And then we're going to slide it back to our belly and take your arms out to that T again, right? So we're just going to do that little sequence a couple times. So you start by sliding the left hand into the chest, Push into your left palm, lift your left leg up, tap your left toes back behind your right thigh. Come back to your belly, extend that left leg long. Take your right arm to your chest, push yourself over to your left hip, and tap your right toes. Come back over, back to your belly, bring both hands into your chest, forehead to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, tap down. Twice more, baby cobra, tap down, baby cobra, tap down. Then from there, you're gonna push all the way back. Come through your child's pose. And then one more time, we're gonna bring it forward to our belly. Let your arms go out to a T. Look to the left, let your left hand in towards your chest, push yourself over onto your right hip, tap those left toes down. Come back over onto your belly. Take your left leg long, let your right hand into your chest, roll to your left hip, tap those right toes down. Come back to your belly, extend your arms long, then bring them into your chest. We're gonna take those 3 lifts into baby cobra. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, tap down. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, tap down. One more time, baby cobra, tap down. I was trying to see what happened to my music. And then let's push it back to child's pose here. All right, so stay here in child's pose for a second. We're gonna come up eventually. All right, and we're gonna come to tabletop. And as we bring ourselves into tabletop, just take a couple cat-cows here. Get that body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, cow. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow up your armpits, cat. Keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Eventually, we're going to meet back in neutral tabletop. Now this time, as we come to neutral tabletop, you're going to tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, into your first down dog of the morning. Let's take a couple breaths here, right? Let your fingers spread wide like starfish. Point your fingers in front of the mat, head dropping between your shoulder blades, belly pushing towards the upper thighs. Add some movement if it feels good. Walk the dog, bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel towards the ground, and switching it out. And nice stretch the calves. You can sway your hips from side to side, or you can just stay still. Just take the time, check in with your body, see what's going on. Feels good this morning. Really push forward. What doesn't feel good? What do you need to hold back? Make sure you're listening to your body as we go through the rest of practice. All right, now from here, you're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your belly to your thighs. Shake your head yes and no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. Now, as we inhale here, let's start by taking a half lift monkey. Just pull your shoulders even with your hips. Get your back nice and flat, crown of your head towards the front of the room. Then as you exhale, fold back down. Now this time as we inhale, we're going to take a reverse swan dive. Really take your arms out wide. Draw yourself all the way up to standing mountain. Arms overhead. Just step back here so you can see the whole body. Now, you're going to take your left foot here and just step it over your right. So you end up pinky toe to pinky toe, these crisscross legs. And then let your right hand drop down to your right side. Take that left hand, reach it towards the right side of the room. And from there, both hands are going to come up to the sky, and you're going to step that left foot back over, come back to extended mountain. Now go the other way. You're going to take your right foot, step it over the left. Drop your left hand to your left side. Reach those right fingertips up and over. Inhale, come back up, arms overhead. Step that left foot back over, and you're back here, just in your extended mountain. Now, from our extended mountain, turn your palms towards the front of the room, right? And we're going to back bend just like this, right? So you're going to push your hips forward, chest and gaze up, go up, palms start to face the ceiling. And you're going to inhale, come up tall. As you exhale, you're going to dive down, right? It's like you're diving into a pool. Just dive straight down. Now, as you get all the way down to the mat in your forward fold, We're going to add on some twists right here. So you're going to keep your left hand planted on the mat. Take your right hand up to the sky. Push your right leg straight, put a little bend in your left knee. So feel that stretch go through your right leg. Now let your right hand come down here, plant it, and switch it out, a little bend into the right knee as you push that left leg straight. And take your left hand up to the sky. Let that left hand come back down to your back and forward fold. So that's the whole sun salutation. We're going to do it twice more through. We're going to move a little faster, move it with our breath. Let's inhale, take a half lift monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. And then as you exhale, you're going to step that left foot over the right, drop your right hand down, reach your left hand up and over. Bring both hands back overhead, step that left foot back over. Now go the other way, right foot steps over the left, drop your left hand, reach that right hand up and over. Come back up to center here, both arms overhead. Step that right foot around, turn your palms towards the front of the room, towards the top of your mat, and then push your hips forward, chest and gaze up. You inhale, come up tall, and as you exhale, pool dive, right? Back, forward fold. As you get to forward fold, plant the left hand, take the right hand up to the sky, twist to the right. Drop that right hand down, plant it, take your left hand up to the sky, twist to the left. Let that left hand come down and plant, back and forward fold. All right, so one more time through here. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale, step the left foot over the right. Drop the right hand, reach the left hand up and over. Both hands back up, step that left foot back around, step the right foot over. Drop the left hand, reach the right hand up and over. Both hands back up, step the right foot back over, turn your palms to the front, shift into your back bend. Inhale, rise up, take that pull dive down to forward fold. And then from there, plant the left hand, open up with the right hand, twisting to the right. Drop that right hand down, plant it, open up to the left. Let that left hand come down, back to forward fold. Take another half lift monkey here just to reset your back. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. Then fold back down. Now this time as we inhale, we're going to come up into chair. So you're just going to bend your knees, send your back down. You can reach your arms forward. You can bring them to heart center. You can have your hands up to the sky. All right. As you exhale, just think a little bit lower. Look down. See your toes. Wiggle your toes. Your weight's all back in your heels. Your hips are far enough back that your knees aren't covering your toes. We're going to take one more breath here. As you exhale, you sink even deeper. And then as you inhale, you're going to push through your feet, come all the way up. This time as you come up to the sky, push your palms together and take a back bend like this. Push your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up. Inhale, stand tall. Now as you exhale, bend your elbows, take your thumbs through heart center, start to hinge at the hip, and bring it all the way down to your forward fold. Now this time, as we get to forward fold, you're going to keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot way back behind you. All right, so you're here. And then here's the lunge. Move a little bit so I'm on camera. All right, there we go. So you've got your right knee right over your right ankle. Your left leg is nice and long. Now we're going to rise up here. First, just to do a basic warrior one. So you can drop your left heel if you want to. So your left toes are turning towards the right side of the room. Your right toes stay pointed towards the top of the mat. Unless I'm going to end up facing the wrong way. That's all right. Right now I'm going to heel my upper body up. Reach your hands up to the sky. So you're here in warrior one. Now, from your warrior one, right, you're going to take your right hand, bend into your right elbow, and just pat yourself on the back with your right hand. Then that left hand is going to come around. It's going to reach straight out, bend at your left elbow, and then slide your hands up. So you're trying to get them together. I'm going to turn around here for a second so you can see me on the camera, right? Looks like this. If you can't get your fingertips together, maybe you look more like this, and that's okay, right? Find your spot here, and then once you're there, you're going to push that right leg all the way straight, and you're going to lean back, look up. So you're trying to keep your right elbow in line with the crown of your head. So you don't want your elbow to start going here as you lean back or out to the sides, right? Keep it in line with the top of your head. There we go. Now, you're going to release your hands here. You're going to bend back into your right knee, and you're going to curl your hands around so that your right hand reaches behind you, and your left hand is reaching forward. So I'm hovering over my right leg. You can't even see my right hand. It's reaching back behind me. That left hand is reaching forward. Left palm open towards the right side of the room. All right, now from here, pull that right hand forward, both hands are gonna come up. You're gonna rise back up into your warrior one. From warrior one, bring your palms together. Pull them to heart center, so thumbs at heart center, and then we're just gonna twist to the right. You're gonna bring that left elbow towards your right knee. Maybe it just hits here on the inside of your right knee. Maybe it's on top of your right knee. Maybe you can hook it all the way over, right? But you wanna keep your thumbs at heart center. You want your thumbs up by your right shoulder. And keep everything in line. Now, as we untwist here, right, you're gonna keep that bend in your right knee. Untwist, let that left hand come all the way around till it comes along your left thigh. And that right hand is gonna reach up and over. So you came right in to reverse warrior. So deep bend in that right knee. Reaching those right fingertips towards the back of the room, towards the back of your mat. The left hand can stay along the left thigh, or it can wrap around your back. You can look up at your right fingertips, or you can look back over your left shoulder. Find what feels good. All right, now from here, we're just gonna come right into warrior two. So you're just unwinding your arms, taking them both that long. Right hand reaches straight in front of you. Left hand reaches straight behind you. Keep that deep bend in your right knee. Keep your right knee going towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Look right over the middle finger on your right hand. That's your warrior two. Keep your torso over your hips. If you were staring at yourself in the mirror, which you are, right? Then you wouldn't see your left hand. It'd be disappearing behind you. It's not here. It's not back here. Right? Everything's lined up. Now, just let both hands drop straight down. They should come behind your back. Interlace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, open your chest, push your knuckles towards the floor. Lean back here like we did before, right? Let your chest come up. And then you're gonna dive all the way forward, bringing your right shoulder towards the inside of your right knee. Let your head go, look back at your left toes. See if you can lift your hands up and off your low back. Maybe, right? Maybe not. If you can't get that right shoulder all the way inside your right knee, then it's just hovering above your right knee, right? You don't wanna rest that right shoulder on the right knee. Core do the work here, hold you up. All right, now release your hands here. You're just gonna plant that left hand on the inside of your right foot. Take your right hand up to the sky. So we're here in twisted lunge. So now your chest is opening towards the right side of the room. The crown of your head should be towards the mirror. Your shoulders are stacked. Now drop your right hand down to the mat. We're gonna run our swan. Now what you're gonna do from here, I'm trying to step back a little bit so you can see me, right? You're gonna lift up with your left foot. Keep bending into your right knee. Right? And you're gonna take that left foot, you're gonna swing it towards the right side of the mat. Bring it as far over as you can. Like maybe you drop those left toes parallel with your right foot, right heel. Maybe it's a little further back and that's okay, right? But you've got that deep bend in your right knee. Set those left toes down. And then bend even more deeply into both knees, like you're gonna crouch down. There you go. Now, come back up. Take that left foot back around to runner's lunge. And then once you get there, you're just gonna step your left foot forward to meet your right into forward fold. All right, so let's try that on the left side. All right, so take a half lift to reset here. Pull your shoulders up even with your hips. And then fold back down. Now, from here, we're gonna come up into chairs. So bend your knees, center back and down. Hands can reach forward, hands can be at heart center, hands can be up to the sky. All right, remember, as you exhale, you're gonna sink a little lower into your chair, as low as you've been. Take a breath. Now, one more breath here. As we exhale, we sink even lower. And then as we inhale, we press the feet, come all the way up. Press your palms together, take a back bend here. Shift your hips forward, chest and gaze up. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive in. All the way down into forward fold. So this time, we're gonna do all those poses with our left leg forward. Right? So keep your left foot forward, step your right foot way back behind you, come to runner's lunge. Where you're gonna drop that right heel at first, your right toes point to the right, left toes pointed towards the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up, into warrior one. Just lifting up, square your hips towards the front of the room. Deep bend in that left knee. Now here, you're gonna take your left hand, again, you pat yourself on the back with that left hand. So your left elbow's going straight up to the sky. It's in line with the top of your right head. Turn around and move it here. See this part. Then take your right hand, bend into your right elbow. You're gonna bring along your right waist, and you're trying to slide it up. Maybe you can touch those fingertips. Your hands are a little bit separated, right? Just depends what your body allows for. Once you're there, right, wherever you're gonna be, get set up here. You're gonna push that left leg straight. And you're gonna lean back. Take your chest up towards the ceiling. Left elbow stays in line with the crown of your head. Now bend back in to that left knee. Release your hands and let them curl around. So your left hand's going to reach back behind you. Your right hand is going to reach forward, covering your chest over that left thigh. And then let that left hand sweep forward. You're going to rise it back up into warrior one. Come back to warrior one. Bring your palms together. Pull from your heart center. We're going to start to twist to the right. So you're going to bring that right elbow towards the left knee, twisting to the left. So thumb stay heart center. Maybe that right elbow touches the inside of the left knee. Maybe it's on top of the left knee. Maybe you look it over the left knee, but your thumb stay heart center. Left elbow's pointed up to the sky. Now let's untwist here. As you untwist, keep that deep bend in your left knee. Let your right hand come all the way around so it comes along your right thigh. And that left hand reaches up and over into your reverse warrior. Keep bending deeply into that left knee. As you reach back further with those left fingertips to create that space. The right hand can wrap behind your back if that feels better. You're either looking up at your left fingertips or back over your right shoulder. Now from here, we're going to come to warrior two. So you're going to pull your torso up and just let your arms go out long. A little bit. Slide around. So deep, deep bend in your left knee. Send that left knee towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Look right over the middle finger on your left hand. Stack everything up. Sink as low as you can. And from there, you're just going to let your hands come down. They're going to come back behind you. You're going to lace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together. Press those knuckles towards the floor. First, we lean back, take the chest, the gaze up towards the ceiling. Then we dive all the way forward, bringing your left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. Letting your head go so you look back at your right toes, lifting the hands up and off your low back if you can. Keep bending into that left knee. Now release your hands here. Bring that right hand to the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So you're in that twisted lunge. Step your shoulders, opening your chest. Okay, you'll let that left hand come down outside your left foot. Bring your right toes forward. Keep the bend in your left knee, right? You're going to pick up that right foot and swing it as far to the left as you can. Because then maybe you can make it so those left toes touch even in one straight line with the right toes with your left heel, right? Maybe it's a little further back behind you, right? Wherever you are, all good. Now bend even more deeply into the left knee. Start to bend into the right knee. Crouch it down. And then come back up. Now take your right foot, swing it back around behind you. Come to runner's lunge. And then as we come to runner's lunge here, now we're just going to take that right foot, step it forward to meet the left, come back, forward fold. All right, so take a breath here in your forward fold. Been here a lot today, so slowly. You're starting to get a little bit deeper into the pose. Get that belly a little closer to the thighs, the crown of the head a little closer to the floor. Now, from here in your forward fold, you're just going to toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat, turn your heels in and your toes out. And then bend into your knees and drop your hips. Come down to your Malasana squat. So maybe here you use your block, right? Makes it better. Sit down on the block. Maybe you feel good without the block. You're just hanging out in your squat. If this is a comfy place for you, stay right there. If it's not comfortable to you with or without a block, you don't have a block, your option here is always to come down to bowed knee, bringing the soles of your feet together. Letting your eyes drift closed. Letting your eyes close, even if you're here still in the squat, right? Start to reconnect with your breath. Make sure you still have that full focus on your breath. Make sure you still have full control of your breath. If you lost you those things while we were flowing, this is your chance to get it back. Slow your breaths again. Lengthen your breaths again. Deepen your breaths again. Any more breaths here. All right, now we're going to do our core work from here, right? What I want you to do, we're going to come from wherever you are back into down dog. All right, I'm going to do it straight ahead. Might be easiest. All right, so I'm going to come here into down dog. Now, when you're in your down dog, maybe take your hands a little bit wider. Walk your feet in a little bit, right? You want your feet in enough that you're able to get both heels to the ground, right? See how I walk my feet in so my heels are hitting the ground rather than being up on my toes with my heels lifted. All right, now once you get there, you're going to take your right leg and just kick it straight back behind you. Now you're in a one-legged dog. So you might stay right here. Right? This might be enough for you. Right? If you can, you're going to take your left hand and lift it off the mat. It can just reach straight forward. It can reach out to the side. I like to bend my elbow, put it on my low back sometimes. Right? But you'll find here that you really want to have that left heel on the ground. That's what's keeping you steady. Right? So again, you can stay right here. You can stay just with your right foot up. If you want to add on from here, you bend into your right knee. You take your left hand and grab on to your right foot or ankle. So wherever you are, right, whatever version you went to, hold here for 3 more breaths. And then release that left hand, release that right foot, and back to your down dog. Then let yourself drop to your knees and come to child's pose for a couple breaths. You gotta do that again on the other side. You don't want you to take a break. Get off your wrist for a second. Let your legs relax. Maybe you want to sweep your hands back behind you, reach them towards your heels. Get your shoulders a little more relaxed. And when you're ready, come back up to your tabletop. We're going to go back up into our down dog. And again, take your hands a little wider. That's going to make it easier. A little wider than shoulder width. All right, walk your heels in closer so that your heels are pressing into the mat. All right, so this time you're going to take your left leg, kick it straight behind you. Again, maybe this is just where you're hanging out. You stay right here. Maybe you can lift your right hand up off the mat. Reach it forward, sweep it out, or put it on your low back. Find your steadiness there. And then last thing you can add on, if you want, bend into that left knee. Reach your right hand back. Hold of your left foot or left ankle. Keep that mind. Two more breaths. From there, you made that connection with your hand and foot, release. Set your right hand back down. Set your left foot back down. And then we're going to bend into our knees, drop down, come to child's pose. All right, now when you're ready here, come back up into your tabletop. All right, from our tabletop, we're first just gonna come to a thread the needle. So take your right hand, reach it up to the sky. Right, so just from your tabletop, keep your left shoulder over your left wrist, and then dive those right fingertips underneath your left shoulder, right? So you're diving till your right shoulder comes all the way down to the mat, to the right side of your head comes down to the mat. Right, then you can take your left hand, either you're going to reach it forward towards the front of the room, or you're going to take that left hand and wrap it behind your back. reaching towards your right inner thigh. Now you're gonna step out here if you want to. I shouldn't say that. Don't say that you're going to. If you want to, you're gonna step out with your left foot, right, off to the side, either with your left toes pointed towards the front of the room, or with your left heel lifted so that your left toes point towards your right fingertips. Right, you don't have to step out that left foot at all. You can stick that left knee in. Right, so we're going to fold through the needle. I want you to hold here for a minute. Should feel good, should feel comfortable, not like anything you're dying to get out of. If it does feel like that, right, maybe you need to take it back a notch. Let it feel good. Mainly, we're stretching out the right shoulder here. If you're reaching that left hand forward, stretching out the left chest a little bit. If you wrap that left hand around your back, you're adding a little extra opening to your left shoulder. Now, when you're ready to come out of this, we're all going to come out of it just like we came into it. If you step that left foot out, step it back in. Wherever your left hand is, bring it back by your face. Press into that left palm so you can unthread your right arm and bring it back up to the sky. Then let your right hand come down, and we're back here in our tabletop. All right, so we're going to do that on the other side. So this time, I said right shoulder stays over the right wrist, left hand goes up to the sky. Then you're going to dive those left fingertips underneath your right armpit. Let your left shoulder come down to the mat. Let the left side of your head come down to the mat. And then do what you want with your right hand. Maybe you reach forward here. Maybe you wrap that right hand around your back. It doesn't have to be the same thing you did on the other side, right? It's what feels good on this side. If you want to step your right foot out, step it out. Either with your toes on the ground or with your heel lifted and your toes pointed towards your left fingertips. And maybe you step the right foot out on the side when you didn't step the left foot out, vice versa. Maybe you're reaching your right hand forward this time when your left hand wrapped around your back, or vice versa. Just make it feel good on this side. Listen to your body. Maybe it does need the same thing on this side. Maybe it needs something completely different on this side. We're hanging out here for another minute. Unwind. When you're ready, that right hand, wherever it was, I should say, bring it back by your face. If you step that right foot out, step it back in. Use your right hand, push yourself up, unthrow that left hand, take it up to the sky, and then drop back down into tabletop. Now, as you're here in tabletop, we're going to bring ourselves back down to our belly like we were at the very beginning of class. All right, and your arms are going to go out to that T position. We're going to do that same pose we did at the beginning, only we're going to hold it longer, get a little deeper into it. So let your head come down. Right ear comes to the mat, so you're looking to the left. All right, now bend into your left elbow, bring that left hand to your chest. You're going to push yourself over onto your right hip. All right, so we're lifting that left foot up again, setting that left foot down. Now this time we're going to stay here, right? So take your right hand. Maybe you want to leave it right by your face, keep pushing so that your chest goes more up towards the sky. You can take that right hand and wrap around your back if you want. On a good day, I can make my right hand touch my left forearm, right? Yours doesn't have to. Some people, if you have a lot of flexibility, you can get the back of the left hand to stack on top of the back of the right hand. If you can't leave it, right? But you're peeling that left shoulder open. No head on. Really, the more your chest faces the ceiling here, the more sensation you're going to feel in your right shoulder, which is what we're trying to open. So if you need to angle your chest slightly back down towards the floor, take some sensation out, you can do that. And keep pushing everything up and open to the right if you want to get more sensation. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And then you're going to unwind that left hand. Right, bring it back by your chest. Push off with those left toes. Bring yourself back over to your belly. All right, let's do that the other way. So left hand goes out long. Take your right hand, bring it by your chest, and then you're going to push yourself up and over onto your left hip. Lift up your right foot, put your right toes down, back behind you. Right, and then again, maybe you leave that right hand there. If you need to open more, you just push harder into that right hand. Let your chest open a little more towards the ceiling. Maybe wrap that right hand around your back, reaching towards your left forearm. Maybe you can get further than that. Find your spot. You want to feel that deep sensation in the left shoulder, right? You want your left fingertips reaching straight towards the left side of the room, not towards the front of the room, not towards the back of the room. That's how we're opening up that shoulder girdle. Again, you can back it off if you need to. If you need to back it off, you angle your chest more towards the ground. If you want more, you keep pushing that chest open towards the ceiling. 4 more breaths. Out of this, take your right hand, bring it back by your chest, push off those right toes, roll yourself back over onto your belly, and then bring both hands by your chest, push yourself back up. So we're going to come back up into tabletop. Then let your hips come to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. We're going to come into a bound ankle here, right? So maybe some of you did this instead of your Malasana earlier. Or maybe not, right? But everybody's going to bring the soles of their feet together here. Let your knees fall out to the sides. Right? And you're just sitting up nice and tall at first with your hands on your feet. See how that feels. If you want to start to walk it forward, keeping your back flat, walking your hands in front of your feet, letting that back open up a little bit, and those legs, a little more stretch, you can do that. Right? If you want to take it to full turtle, where you slide your hands underneath your ankles from the inside, and then wrap your hands around your feet from the outside, you can go there. If you come into turtle, then you do round out. You tuck your chin to your chest and drive your forehead towards your knees. You can be here in this turtle. You can be sitting up nice and tall, or you can just be walking it forward a little bit. It's up to you. What feels good? So this is a stretch for the legs, right? We're letting those legs open up as much as they can. All right, now let's rise back up here. Bring your knees together, right? So your feet are on the ground. Now we're going to take our feet wide here to the edges of the mat. And then from there, take your arms out long. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. You're going to roll all the way down to your mat. So I'm going to turn sideways here. I've got my pinky toes to the edge of the mat. All the way down. Now, as we get down here, right? Take your arms out to a T. So your fingertips are coming straight out of your shoulder blades. And then we're just gonna windshield wipe our legs here a couple times. Let both knees fall over to the right, bring them back up and drop them to the left. So just go back and forth, back and forth. Now eventually, you're gonna let both knees fall over to the right. So you've got that wide positioning with your feet, right? So as your knees drop over to the right, that left knee is almost like towards the inside of the inside sole of your right foot. So you can stay right here if you want to. Maybe you pick up that right foot and put it on top of the left knee. Let everything drop a little bit further down towards the mat. Okay? If that doesn't feel good, right, you just keep that foot on the ground. You decide, you're keeping this left shoulder on the ground, you're looking over your left shoulder. So we're getting this twist here. Now we're going to do our full supine twist later, right? This is a variation. You can always make it a supine twist if that's what you love and that's what feels good to you. You get a little more intensity when you keep this wide position with your feet. And maybe if you're putting that right foot on, right? A little more in the back. Take 2 more breaths here. And you're going to pull your knees back up to center. Put both feet on the floor. And as we get there, now you're going to let both knees fall over to the left. All right? So same thing here. You can just have that right knee aiming towards the inside sole of your left foot. If you want to make it a little bit more, pick that left foot up. Put it on top of the right knee and let everything drag closer to the mat. Keep your right shoulder anchored. You should be looking to the right here. All right, now pull your knees back up. All right, and then from here, you're gonna bring your feet back to hip width distance apart. Walk those heels maybe a little closer to your glutes. Let your hands slide down so they're right by your sides. We're gonna lift up into our bridge here. So you're gonna push through all 4 corners of both feet. Lift your hips up to the sky. Now, you can always take a block and bring the block underneath your hips. Make this a supported bridge, if that's what you like, right? Or you can stay unsupported. We're trying to increase the flexibility of the back, right? If we're using the block, we're using the leverage of the block to push the hips higher, to increase the flexibility of the back. You can have the block at any of the 3 levels. I have it on the middle level here. You can take it down a level or up a level, depending on how much flexibility you already have in your back. Let's put it that way, right? If you're unsupported, you gotta use your legs to lift your hips, to increase the flexibility of your back. So you gotta engage the quads and the glutes and the hamstrings. Make those legs work for you to push your hips higher and increase the flexibility of your back. Wherever you are, you want your shoulders at least slightly tucked, so your chest is puffing open. If you're in an unsupported bridge and you really want to make this deep, you can work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. That pushes your hips even higher. So lots of different options here. Find what feels the best to you. We're going to take 3 more breaths. And then on your next exhale here, you're going to let your hips float back down if you are unsupported, right? Let your hips come back down to that. If you're in the supported bridge and you want to keep a block underneath your hips for waterfall, you can, right? In waterfall, whether your hips are on the ground right now or whether you have a block underneath them, you take your feet straight up to the sky. And you're going to flex your feet like you're stepping on the ceiling. It's the blood to go from our feet where it pulls all day, back to our head and our heart where we need it more. Now, if you want to go to a full shoulder stand here, that's an option too, right? That's where you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. So you can be in shoulder stand, you can be in waterfall, you can be in regular waterfall with your hips on the ground. If you're in shoulder stand, you want to make sure your elbows are pointed towards the front of the mat so that your body weight's coming into your shoulder girdle, not into your elbow joint. If you're in shoulder stand, your feet are kind of half flexed, half pointed, like you're about to put them in a pair of high heels. If you're staying in shoulder stand, if you're staying in waterfall, either with a block or no block, your feet are fully flexed, like your feet are going to step on the ceiling. We're sending the blood from the feet where it pools all day back to the head and the heart where we need it more. So whatever version of the inversion you're in, getting all those great inversion benefits, increasing that circulation like I just talked about, naturally decreasing the blood pressure, flooding the body with all those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. When we're ready to come out of this, we're all going to come out of it the same way. You're going to bend your knees. Let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. All right, if you still have that block in your hips, take it out. Everybody's hips are going to come flat to the mat. We're going to go into our happy baby here. So your feet come up to the sky again this time. They separate, maybe slightly, maybe a lot. They bend, maybe slightly, maybe a lot. Then you reach up with your same hand for your same foot. You don't grab your foot, grab your ankle or your shin or your knee. Or if you make that connection, it's good. Right? But once you've made it, you gotta roll forward just a little bit so you feel that sacrum, the low part of your back, press into the mat. Then you can rock from side to side. Give yourself a little spinal massage. Should feel good. If it doesn't feel good to do the rock, then don't do the rock. You can always stay still. You can change your leg position once you've gotten into the pose. Maybe now you want to take your legs wider or straighter, or bend them more, bring them in more, right? Just find somewhere where this feels really amazing to you. I want you to hang out here for 3 more breaths. Now from here, take your knees, bring them all the way into your chest. Hug them in tight. We're going to take that one last twist here, that supine twist we talked about before. Just like we did that other twist, you're going to let your arms go out to a T. But this time, as both knees fall over to the right, you're just going to let your left knee stack on top of your right. So looking over your left shoulder now, if you want to make this more, take your right hand, press onto your left knee so that both knees come closer to the earth. Or if you have enough space and it feels good, you can extend your legs so that your toes reach towards your right fingertips, right? All good options. Find what feels the best to you. Stay right where you are if you want. We're going to take just a couple breaths here. As you inhale next, you're going to pull those knees back up to center, and then you're going to let your knees fall over to the left. So same thing here, this time right knees stacking right on top of the left. Again, you can take your left hand, press those knees closer to the earth, or you can extend your legs so your toes go towards your right fingertips or left fingertips, right? Or you can stay where you are. You're going to keep that right shoulder anchored, that's just giving you the twist. We always finish off with these twists, they seal up our practice. Let our bodies remember everything that happened today, so next time we come practice, it's all easier. Go everywhere, just a little deeper. When you're ready here, pull your knees back up to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And we'll start to set up for our final pose, our Shavasana, right? Your traditional Shavasana, you lay flat on your back with your hands at your sides. If that's not comfortable to you, don't stay there. You can bend your knees, you can butterfly your legs, you can roll to your belly, roll to your side, sit up, whatever feels good to you, all right? If you're here in the studio, I'm gonna come around and give you a little spray on your towel with whatever I find I have. Sea salt maybe, because it's right here. A little rosemary, homemade, a couple different kinds of citrus. If you have a towel at home, right, take the towel, put it over your eyes. If you don't, just close your eyes. Wherever you are, let yourself relax. In that position where you're going to be able to be comfortable and still, where your mind is going to start to go quiet. Find that true quiet of mind. Right? Let the breath go. Let the breath just do what it wants to do. Even as you're releasing control of that breath, you keep your focus on your breath. Keep noticing it. Keep observing it. Let your breath take over here. Let it begin to guide you. When that starts to happen, your breath can guide you right to a place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. And that's your true quiet of the mind. And slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Feeling that increased sensation that comes to the quiet mind. Once you're here, take your arms overhead, do a nice full deep body stretch. And then from there, just roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there, just to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights, the sounds, the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated, and we will close here. All right, so let's close with our 2 Mari breaths and then an Om. The Mari breath, we inhale, as we exhale, make that humming sound in the back of the throat. We'll do 2 of those, and then final breath, we'll do an Om, the universal syllable, using all parts of the throat. You can join me in the breaths, or you can just listen. Let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time and Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right. So, Thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning. Like I said yesterday, I will not be here for the next 2 weekends. Don't worry about this class, right? Angie will be here to take care of you. So there will be some Sunday morning gentle, even though I won't be here. I'll be here tomorrow night for Heidi for some gentle. So if you need more gentle with me before I go away, you can come and join me for that. And I'll be here Wednesday night for Yin, all right? Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.